Hey everyone, BlessRNG here. Wow, it's been a long time since I've made a video on this channel. Hey, like what, 5 years? 5 years, holy moly, that's a long time. I hope you've all been healthy and well over the last 5 years or so. God, it's still such a long time. But I wanted to announce that I am coming back to making YouTube videos. Yay, YouTube videos, yay. Yay. To bring you up to speed, over the last few months, I have started my degree. I've been studying Japanese, gender studies, Asian studies, and I'll be starting Korean as well next year. I wanted to embrace my old life dream again of being a polyglot and traveling the world and, seeing all kinds of cool things and meeting all kinds of amazing people. And I figured bringing my YouTube channel and I suppose recreating that and starting it again in some way is kind of a cool way to embrace that. This degree is going to go for a little while, especially if I decide to go for a Masters of Interpreting down the line. And I think we've got a bunch of cool things we can really discover in the sense of doing YouTube videos, like going back and doing a bunch of weeb shit because that's what I like and I haven't done anything for a while. So let's get back into it. The very first thing I did in the reviewing space about 10 years ago now was not actually gaming reviews, but it was anime reviews. I did anime reviews for a magazine in Australia for a little while. Bless you, Anna Mavericks. You were a great and really whack time. This then led to me reviewing anime on Australian television on the show Level 3, which is now called New Game Plus, which is still running. You can check it out on newgameplus.tv. They do a bunch of cool stuff, and I did anime for them for a while until I fell into gaming kind of accidentally. It was really challenging reviewing anime because I'd have to review a whole series within about 45 seconds due to the natural constraints of reviewing on television. So it gave me the ability to be, when I want to be, incredibly concise with what I'm trying to say. I went to my first E3 and Tokyo Game Show with New Game Plus. Those were also the first 2 times I traveled overseas to America and Japan, and that really gave me my love for traveling, for meeting people around the world, and of course for content creation like I'm doing now, because I did move from working in television work to doing Twitch, doing a little bit of YouTube, and then taking Twitch significantly more seriously. I did fall into streaming and kind of find a career there. I didn't mean to, but that's where I wound up, and I was pretty content with this, happy to just stream away and help other streamers and do that kind of thing, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I was just content with that. This is going to be me kind of more embracing the things that I want to do and really grow and thrive in and dedicate a lot more time to, instead of just being the hobby that I took too seriously, which is what I always called streaming. To reflect this channel is going to be a pretty heavy stream of content. It'll take some time to get going, as everything does, but there'll be a lot of different things that I am hoping to cover here. Here's just some of what you can expect we go through on this channel going forward. Firstly is Japanese language education. I love teaching people, even though I'm not a teacher. I find it's the best way for me to learn things is to teach them to other people. Right now I'm studying Japanese at uni, as I said earlier, and I've been working on it as well privately in a kind of a more advanced and fast way. I want to give these teachings on to all of you. There's a lot of good resources out there already, and definitely recommend looking them up, but I figured I'd make some of my own, maybe add a bit of comedic flair to it, or a bit more of a lively personality to it, just to do something a little bit different. We'll be focusing mostly on grammar because there's a bunch of good vocab and kanji stuff out there. I think grammar is kind of the thing that trips the most people up, and it's the thing I'd like to cover the most. It's also the thing I need to remember the most because grammar is really hard. But I think teaching it will be a great place to start with that. We might do Korean as well as I start Korean next year. We'll see. Japan, I guess with Japanese, I already have a fairly good structure of the language, at least from a beginner's perspective, so I can easily kind of educate in it, whereas Korean, it's going to be very much trial by fire, learn as we go. See what happens. Next up, anime and maybe game reviews. I'm going back to being an anime tuber, or I guess an anime TV. Like I said, on New Game Plus, I was doing anime reviews for television. I haven't done anime reviews for a really long time, and it was mostly in written and then in incredibly short form. So they're going to be trash for a hot minute, but hopefully over time I will get better. We'll probably just talk about the things that I'm watching at the time. Then I might go to some other stuff later on. Right now I'm watching Rent a Girlfriend. It's really good. Thanks, Gigup, for the suggestion. It's a hot fire and so many happy tears and awkward tears. Rent a Girlfriend is good. Monster Hunter is a huge part of my life and has been for almost all of my content creation. I became well known because of Monster Hunter. I found a lot of my greatest friends through Monster Hunter. I got my career because of Monster Hunter. I really want to make sure I embrace those roots and go back to covering Monster Hunter a lot more heavily. With the announcement of Monster Hunter Rise, I think people are getting a lot more excited for it again, especially the older ones like Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on the Switch, which I think I'm going to cover a little bit more first. My low rank gathering guide, which is on my YouTube channel, still gets a pretty decent amount of views now, and it's the biggest video I've made basically ever. So there's definitely still a need for that kind of content, and I'd like to keep making more and more of it, especially talking about Monster Hunter Rise as it comes out. We might do Dauntless as well. Again, I did work for Dauntless. I was known as a Dauntless partner for quite some time. We'll see how we go when it comes to that. Monster Hunter first though, and gotta go where the heart is, and Monster Hunter is my home. We've also got this guy. Oh, Miss Poogie, right? Poogie, he's here. There's there's the old, those remember my old content. If you look up there, you'll notice a familiar Poogie friend. You may have seen him in a bunch of my old tweets and things like that. I thought I'd lost him. I thought I'd like given him to Gaijin Hunter or something by accident, but nah, he's still there. Toko's still around. So you might see him in some more stuff hiding around. Otherwise, this one's here because I'm holding him. He's easy. Bye, Poogie. A passion I have recently discovered is cooking. I love cooking. I love being able to experiment and make delicious and healthy treats. I did one cooking live stream on Twitch and it was absolutely fantastic. I had a blast doing it. So I want to do more of those things. I have the Monster Hunter cookbook, which I'll need to translate. I've also got the Overwatch cookbook, and I might get some other ones like the Destiny 2 one, the Final Fantasy 15 community one, and just doing cooking in general. I think it'd be fun to do cooking live streams, to do the occasional video if I can splice them up with a stream deck or something like that. Might be fun as well. I've also got the, I guess, monthly or weekly subscription boxes that I do with Pepperleaf, which is like a local Australian business. I use them 5 times a week to cook nice, quick, healthy meals. So I'll probably just do those. Maybe stream those every day. So it takes like an hour to make a dish, and if I have to stream it, it means I have to cook. I don't want to get lazy and like wait a week and then be like, oh no, all my ingredients are off. Now I've got to waste them. It happens sometimes. I want to be a lot more consistent with my cooking and, teach a lot to do some cool cooking things. Down the line, we'll expand as my cooking gets better. We might be able to, like Shokigeki no Soma it up a little bit and do some really cool fancy stuff. Maybe do some other stuff we've seen in anime and see kind of what we can make with the ingredients available. Snack boxes are lovely. I've been watching a heap of food YouTubers recently, such as the amazing Tubby Eats, for example, and they've been doing sponsorships with subscription boxes or just reviewing subscription boxes or reviewing like a certain style of thing. Like we're going to review 20 snacks today. I thought that going over like these subscription boxes might be really fun to do. It'd be a cool way for me to discover a bunch of different things at once and educate all of you about a bunch of things at once. So I have a Tokyo treat. I have like been in my crate here. Hope I like eating noodles because there's going to be a lot of noodles. I'm really going to have to play a lot more Ring Fit. Oh no. Oh boy. Man, I just lost 10 kilos over the last couple of months. I don't want to put it back on. Why did I get this noodle box? I've got a heap of Gunpla that I want to build, which I've had over the years from traveling to Japan, being given them as gifts by other people, and they're just kind of sitting there, never built. I was like, one day I'll stream these, one day I'll build them, and I just never freaking did it. So I want to start doing it. I got given this lovely, for example, Gundam Vidar RG from my housemate, and it looks really sick. I think it's an RG. Probably won't start with this because if it's an RG, they're really intricate to build. But I have some smaller ones, some more basic ones to kind of get back in the swing of things. I've got a bunch of new Gundam tools, so I'm ready to get building and have some fun. And we might even live stream them as well and kind of snip it all up together. We'll see how we go. And I might even take requests for builds and, see how that goes down the line. This will further go into figure reviews. I got my little photo booth set up again. I've got one of them. I've had it for a while. I normally just take photos of my food in it, but I'd like to start taking photos of figures and like doing little like reviews on figures as new companies like Bandai Namco bring out new products and other cool stuff like crane machine prizes if I'm able to get them over. There are, Japanese freight forwarding services I can use, get them over here, show them off, talk about them, and then because I really don't have a whole lot of room, my house is kind of freaking full already. probably ship it out and give it away to somebody and, you know, pass on to somebody else who would really want it. There's some really cool stuff out there in those crane game machines. Like, you know, Toreba has a bunch of cool things. There's just cool stuff that you can get through freight forward, as I said. We'll find some wicked things. We'll talk about it. We'll take some photos and then ship it off to one of the lovely people that checks these things out, because why not? Spread the love, pay it forward. It's all good. The main goal about all of this is to eventually embrace tourism on the channel. I've done a bunch of IRL live streaming in the past, as I have one of those amazing gun run backpacks. I still have my backpack and I'm continually trying to improve it. And I can't wait, once COVID lifts and travel restrictions are eased, to get back into travel streaming. That is kind of where I really want this channel to go. Eventually I want to be living in Japan and checking out a new thing in Japan every week. There is so much over there to do, as there is hundreds of years of history and so much to travel, so many food places to eat, so many cool things to explore, caves to see, temples to visit. I want to do all of that, including some of the stuff kind of off the beaten track a little bit, and show you all a whole different side of Japan that you maybe don't know too well. Eventually, I'd like to expand that to more of Asia, including Southeast Asia. I love traveling to Singapore. I've been to Singapore, I think 6 times, thanks to Psy Games and traveling with them for the Shadowverse World Open when I was commentating for that. And I got to see so many wonderful things in Singapore, so many tourist attractions, but a bunch of cool local stuff. And there was also a Pasheen Cafe. That was pretty cool. It was expensive and it was cash only. I had to line up for 2 hours, but it was cool. And they have a variety of other cool things in that kind of Southeast Asia region that I'd love to check out and show to all of you. For example, Singapore has like the southernmost point of Southeast Asia with some amazing beaches. And there's Sentosa Island, which you might be interested in. There was the Merlion, it's gone now, but a variety of other things too. I really want to show off not just Japan, but also other parts of Asia and Southeast Asia, and really kind of embrace that side of, well, I guess, that region of the world. This is why I'm doing Asian studies as well as Japanese, to learn a lot more about the whole area, so that I can further educate and further show off the wonders that are all throughout Asia and Southeast Asia. And I'll probably do some other shit. I don't know. I like mobile games. I play way too many mobile games. I'll probably do some content on those or some other stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's going to be a lot of touch base as we go with this last part. But the other things I said earlier are going to be much more staple as we grow, as we experiment over time. There's a lot of ideas here, as you can see, and I'm really looking forward to bringing all of them to you. For now, it's going to be fully in English, but the aim is to eventually kind of get to a 80-20 or 70-30 English-Japanese conversation or presentation as my skills improve. I have started to build a Japanese audience. I've had Japanese fans in my live stream coming and speaking in Japanese. I really want to expand that. There are role models out there who I follow, like Hi Guy, for example, or High Tension Productions, who does do this really fantastic bilingual content, which I would love to eventually present to you. And the aim would be, you know, as I learn Korean as well, to eventually go trilingual and really just do some really cool, unique stuff and present it in a variety of languages. So I can subtitle it and put it in the bottom so people from, you know, those regions of the world can also enjoy the content. The idea of having my content available in as many languages as possible, but not just saying it in English, but saying it in other languages. Does anyone have to dub myself? That could be interesting. I got dub myself. Just like talk and then use the exact same video, just change the audio, but like don't lip sync it or anything. Make it really tacky. I think that'd be so dumb. And I love dumb. I mean, my website's blessrng.cool, for crying out loud. I'm all about tacky dumb. Like, sign me up. We'll also be live streaming on YouTube most days. I really like the idea of live streaming on YouTube, predominantly because I can do it at 1440p or at 4K if I really want to go that high. The latency on 4K is way too bad, so probably not going to do that. But I do stream at 1440p at the moment, and the quality is so much higher, given I'm, you know, sending 20 megabits up instead of the 6.5 that I was doing on other platforms. I can definitely make things look a lot sharper. Those who've watched so far have commented that the quality is significantly higher because I just have so much more throughput to work with. We have good internet connections in Australia now. I have like 1,000 down and 50 up, so I can crank it a bit more if I wanted to. I mean, I could get the 250 up plan, but I really don't want to spend 250 bucks a month on internet. It's my ramen money, man. My umai crate money. I need that for noodles. We'll also be live streaming most days on YouTube throughout the week. We're doing something a little bit different to the way I did it previously, though. We're going to be going for multiple smaller streams throughout the day. For example, we'll do one for, let's say, gaming, and then one later in the day for cooking, because I've got to cook my dinner. And then we will swap them around for the next day so that people on different time zones can enjoy different bits of content, and you get a little bit of everything as we go. Of course, if I'm doing like a game, say for example Xenoblade, a really long game, I would stick with them in like the evening time slot so that those watching in that time zone can see the whole experience instead of getting something that's like chopped up a little bit. So there will be certain kind of rules I would stick to with that. We'll see how we go. Expect videos currently at the start, one a week. Kind of really suck at video editing. Vegas Pro is not easy. I've got a lot to learn and my Vegas Pro is old. But as I get better over time, we will hopefully increase the cadence, or I'll probably just hire an editor. It's probably a smarter way. Like Brad dumb when it comes to video editing. Brad very, very dumb. But Brad have money to make someone that not dumb do the video for me and make it look way nicer. In fact, an editor edited this one. Thank you so much, editor, for doing your amazing work. The reason why I'm saying editor, not an actual name, is because I haven't hired them yet. This is kind of a see how we go. So who knows which editor's going to get this one, but we'll have some fun. And hopefully it goes amazingly so I can hire them and then, you know, makes life a lot easier. We can get some more videos out to all of you faster. It also means I can focus on other things like game capture or certain perhaps styles that maybe my editor can't do. Allows us to do more work faster to hopefully grow this channel in a better way. This is going to be, I think, an amazing journey. It's been 10 years that I've been making content for. Jesus Christ, 10 years. And this is kind of me finally doing what I wanted to do most, making a variety of different videos, education about fun, and really just about weaving out, because I love weaving out. It's going to be fun. Thank you all for joining this journey with me from the start. I guess, well, it's 10 years after the start, but you know what I mean, right? From starting this kind of cool project. Got a bunch of other creative projects as well, which I can't talk too much about yet. Hopefully I can soon. But for this one, you know, the usual kind of thing. Subscribe, hit the bell, tell your mates, do all that kind of stuff. It's the standard. And let's have some fun. I'll see you all in the next video. Matane.